Fair lords and ladies, squires and damsels, I welcome you to our evening of Shakespeare. Before we begin, by my troth, I do most humbly beseech your graces to shun all devices that may twitter and disturb, and let not this night be marred for an hour space by mechanical interruptions. Recline, revel in drama and poetry, and be refreshed. So thus, thanking thee for thy pleasure, we play on.
William Shakespeare was born in 1564 and died in 1660, and forever made his mark. Although he wrote in the language of his time, he employed clever wordplay and touched upon many genres: tragedy, comedy, history, adventure, and love. Born in England in Stratford-upon-Avon, gaining a high reputation as a poet and playwright during the time of Queen Elizabeth I. William Shakespeare was not for Great Britain alone. His works have been spread across the countries of the world, and he reminds us that all men are essentially the same. All passions and desires and thoughts are capable of anyone and everyone, regardless to language or culture. Did you know that it is Shakespeare who coined some of our most used phrases? All of a sudden, all that glitters is not gold, bag and baggage, wild goose chase, Greek to me, breaks the ice, and full circle. As students, we are delighted to have participated in Shakespeare's work and are so pleased that you have graced us with your presence this evening. Welcome and enjoy. Friends, Romans, and countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them, and the good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. Noble Brutus had told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously had Caesar answered. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man. So are they all honorable men. Come on, to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was my friend, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He had brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. Rolled at sea on the Looper Bowl, I thrice presented him with a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? You all judgment that have led to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin, there with Caesar. And I must pause till they come back to me.
Sonnet 94. They that have power do hurt and will do none, that do not do the thing they most do show, who, moving others, are themselves as stone, unmoved, cold, and to temptation slow. They rightly do inherit heaven's grace, and husband nature's riches from expense. They are the lords and owners of their faces, and others stewards of their excellence. I am a Jew. Have not a Jew eyes, have not a Jew hands, organs, dimensions, senses, affections, passions, fed with the same food, hurt with the same weapons, subjected to the same diseases, healed by the same means, warmed and cooled by the same winter and summer as a Christian is? If you prick us, do not bleed. If you tickle us, do not laugh. If you poison us, do not die.
In the watery city of Venice, many years ago, there lived a merchant by the name of Antonio. He was an honest and upright man, and all his wealth lay out in tall billowing vessels or argosies that ventured for trade far and wide. Antonio had some dear friends, Bassanio and Gratiano, to name a few. He was deeply fond of Bassanio, who had the happy carelessness of youth, and now, realizing that he should have been more responsible, confessed to Antonio that he was now drowning in a sea of debt and had spent all his rich inheritance. To you, Antonio, he confessed, I owe the most in money and love. Generously, Antonio replied, my purse, my person, my extremest means lie all unlocked to your occasions. Bassanio confides in Antonio that he desires to court the beautiful heiress Portia in Belmont. He is confident that he will win her and in this way also revive his losses. But he needs 3,000 ducats. Antonio is unable to give him the money immediately, as all his investments are at sea. But he is willing to stand surety for him if he can obtain the amount from another moneylender. In Venice, and often on the Rialto, is the miserly, wealthy, high usury interest charging Shylock. Bassanio approaches him with his request. 3,000 ducats for 3 months, and Antonio bound. Shylock realizes this is the chance of a lifetime to get even with Antonio. When Antonio meets him, Shylock greets the one who has openly hated and despised him. You have called me cur. Should I not say, at the dog money? You spat on me Wednesday last, and for these curtsies, I'll lend you monies? But no interest is charged to their surprise, only friendship and the jest of a bond, the money for a pound of the merchant's flesh, if it is not paid in time. You shall not seal to such a bond for me, protests Bassanio. But Antonio brushes aside these fears. His ships and money would be home in a month, and the bond is sealed. Shylock finds out that his daughter Jessica has eloped with Lorenzo, a friend to Antonio and Bassanio, and has stolen a vast amount of his gold and jewels. Shylock is enraged, and his bitterness toward Antonio deepens. Meanwhile, in Belmont, the beautiful Portia and her maid are subject to the many suitors that come for her hand. By my troth, Nerissa, my little body is aweary of this great world. By her dying father's decree, her fate was locked in one of 3 caskets: gold, silver, and lead. Only one choice is allowed each suitor. Whoever picks the right casket with her portrait in it will win her as a wife. When Portia sees Bassanio, her joy and hope knows no bounds, and he chooses not the gold or silver, but meager lead here choose I, joy be my consequence. Both are overjoyed that the choice is right, and they are ready to be happily married. Myself and what is mine are yours. I give them with this ring, which, when you part from, or lose, or give away, let it presage the ruin of your love, and be my advantage to exclaim on you. When this ring parts from this finger, then parts life from hence. Oh, then be bold to say Bassanio's dead. Nerissa and Gratiano find love also, and they too are wed. The happy feast is interrupted by sad tidings. All of Antonio's ships have been wrecked. He is bankrupt, and Shylock demands his forfeiture, the pound of flesh. Portia gives Bassanio 3,000 ducats and treble the amount to rescue Antonio, the kindest man, dearest friend to her husband, and encourages him to go to Venice to try and save him. Meanwhile, the wise and clever Portia devises a plan. She sends word to her cousin, the learned doctor of law, Bellario, and in disguise as men, she and Nerissa come to the strict court of Venice, where we'll see our husbands before they even think of us. So they court, and we now bring you to court, where Antonio's life hangs in the balance, ready to be extinguished by the greedy, revenge-hungry Shylock.
What? Is Antonio here?
Ready, so please your grace.
I am sorry for thee. Thou art come to answer a stony adversary, an inhuman wretch, incapable of pity, void, empty of any dram of mercy.
I have heard your grace had taken great pains to qualify this rigorous course. But since he stands obdurate, that by no lawful means can carry me out of his envy's reach, I do oppose my patience to his fury, and am armed with a quietness of spirit, be suffered the Eternian rage of his.
Go on, call the Jew into the court.
He is ready at the door. He comes, my lord.
Make room. Let him stand before our face. Shylock, the world thinks, and I think too, that thou but leadest the fashion of thy malice to the last hour of act. Then 'tis thought thou'lt make thy mercy and remorse more strange than is thy apparent strange cruelty.